Howdy, calculates. So I'm going to give you a list of things to check for in this video for what you might change into a U. So here are my suggestions. So number one is a quantity raised to a power. And number two is a root, any root, of a quantity. And number three is a trig function, also raised to a power. And number four is a trig function of some quantity. Could be 2x, 3x, 5x, any of those. So those are some things that you can look for when you're trying to decide what should I make U be. And then you want to make sure that it's this quantity, or this inside quantity, or this inside quantity, which now happens to be a trig function, or the inside quantity. So for example, on this first one, out of that list, what I notice is that I have a root. So I'm going to let U equal that stuff inside the root and see if I can make some sense out of it. Which would now cause this to be x squared minus 1 over the square root of U, so I like that better. And I'll need to figure out what the derivative is. Remember, it's with respect to x. And of course, I'll want to solve for du. And then I'll check to see if I have that quantity. And I say, oh, that's a bummer, I'm going to need a 2. So I'll put a 2 in here, but I'll have to make an accommodation by multiplying by a half in front, because they must total a big fat 1. And so then this entire piece here is now replaced with du. So there's just one little problem. Everything needs to be in terms of u. And right now, that numerator isn't. So I need to come back over to my substitution, and I need to figure out what x actually is in terms of u. So if I solve this for x, that would be the first step, and then I would divide by 2, and I'd get this quantity. So I'm going to have to take this and put it in place of x. Because remember, I need that entire integration to be all in terms of u now, because that's what I'm integrating with respect to. So now what it's going to look like is this. And the only way I'm going to be able to work that, since I've already done a u substitution, is now I'm going to have to expand that numerator out, which means I have to FOIL first. Pause the video at each step and make sure that you're able to get to this process. Now I'm going to simplify the top, and you should be able to get to that. And now every single term in the numerator is being divided by that 4u to the 1/2. So I'm going to split them and write each term separately. Double check your work. See if you can get to this next step and then keep going.